Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a young woman named Clara. She was the daughter of a humble baker, known for her kindness and bright smile. Every morning, Clara would help her father in the bakery, kneading dough, filling the air with the sweet aroma of fresh pastries. Though the town was peaceful and idyllic, Clara often felt as if something was missing, a longing she couldn't quite explain. One crisp autumn morning, a young man arrived in town. His name was Elias, and he was a writer traveling in search of inspiration for his next novel. He found himself drawn to the quaint charm of the town, its simplicity and warmth a stark contrast to the busy streets of the city he had left behind. Elias wandered through the town, exploring its cobblestone streets, admiring the old buildings, and stopping at the bakery where Clara worked. Clara caught sight of him from behind the counter, his thoughtful gaze scanning the shelves of pastries. There was something in his eyes, an intensity mixed with curiosity, that intrigued her. Their eyes met for a brief moment, and Clara felt a flutter in her chest, an inexplicable connection. Elias smiled at her, a soft and genuine smile that made her heart skip a beat. "Good morning," Elias greeted as he approached the counter. "I've heard your pastries are the best in town. I'll take a croissant, please." Clara handed him the freshly baked pastry, their fingers brushing lightly. She couldn't help but notice how warm and firm his hand felt. She smiled, trying to ignore the heat rising in her cheeks. "Thank you," he said, his voice deep and smooth. "I'm Elias, by the way. I'm staying here for a while. I'm a writer." "Clara," she replied, "I work here with my father. It's nice to meet you." From that moment on, Elias became a regular at the bakery. He would come in every morning, ordering a croissant or a piece of cake, and they would chat briefly about life, books, and the town. Clara found herself looking forward to these conversations, drawn to Elias's insightful thoughts and easy charm. He too began to look forward to their meetings, finding comfort in her warmth and the way she made him laugh. What started as casual exchanges gradually turned into deeper conversations, and soon they became inseparable. As the weeks passed, Clara's feelings for Elias grew. She was no longer just intrigued by him. She was falling in love. She had never felt this way before, but there was something about him, his passion for life, his quiet confidence, and the way he saw beauty in the smallest things, that captivated her. Yet, she remained hesitant, unsure if Elias felt the same way. One evening, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Elias invited Clara for a walk through the forest that bordered the town. They strolled along the path, the crisp autumn leaves crunching beneath their feet. "I've been thinking a lot about you, Clara," Elias said, his voice soft but earnest. "I know I'm here to write, to find inspiration, but the truth is, I've found something even more meaningful than any story I could ever write. I've found you." Clara stopped walking, her heart racing. She turned to face him, her breath catching in her throat. Elias stepped closer, his hand reaching for hers. "I've fallen in love with you, Clara," he whispered, "and I can't imagine my life without you in it." Tears welled up in Clara's eyes. She had never expected this, had never dared to believe that Elias might feel the same way. But now, standing before him, she knew it was true. She felt it in every beat of her heart. "I love you too, Elias," she said softly, her voice trembling with emotion. In that moment, everything else seemed to disappear, the town, the world, and even time itself. There was only the two of them, standing in the quiet embrace of the forest, bound together by a love that had blossomed unexpectedly but beautifully. From that day on, Clara and Elias's love affair blossomed in the small town. Elias wrote stories inspired by their love, while Clara continued to help her father at the bakery. The two of them spent their days together, their connection growing stronger with every passing moment. They shared quiet mornings, tender evenings, and countless memories. Their love was simple, yet profound. It was a love born from a chance meeting, built on trust, and nurtured through time. And though the world outside the town would change, their love remained constant, a story written not in books, but in the hearts of two people who had found each other against all odds.